Hello everyone, this is the Big Game Hunter. This video is a review of the Henry Repeating Arms Small Game Rifle chambered in .22 Magnum, which was sent to me by Henry for testing and review. Henry is now producing a new line of lever-action rimfire rifles and carbines designed specifically for hunting small game like rabbits, squirrels, and grouse. They currently make 4 different configurations of their small game lineup. A rifle and a carbine chambered in .22 long rifle, and a rifle and a carbine chambered in .22 Magnum. The carbines have 16 1/4 inch barrels and the rifles have 20-inch barrels. What I have here is the small game rifle chambered in .22 Magnum, and I'll start from the front and work my way back as I describe all of its features. The rifle is equipped with a standard bead front sight at the end of a blued steel octagon barrel. The small game rifle can hold 12 .22 Magnum bullets in the tubular magazine, which can be loaded either through the cartridge cutout or from the end by removing the internal tube. The rifle can also be unloaded in this manner, which is both easier and safer than cycling all the rounds through the chamber. The stock and the forearm are both made of some very nice looking American walnut that are attached to the standard Henry lightweight aluminum receiver. The top of the receiver is set up to accept a scope, and the rifle comes from the factory with a Skinner Peep sight, which is a dramatic improvement over the open sights most small game rifles come with. The rear screw in the Peep sight base may be loosened to adjust for windage. Elevation is adjusted by simply screwing in the rear sight in or out to raise or lower it, and the aperture on the rear sight is completely reversible. The small game rifle also has an extra large lever loop that provides plenty of space for a hunter wearing thick gloves to use the rifle comfortably, and both the trigger and the hammer are serrated for ease of operation. The rifle is 39 inches long and has a 14-inch length of pull. Unloaded it weighs 6 1/4 pounds. Okay, so now that I've given you a general overview of the rifle, we'll talk about a couple things I don't like about it. First thing is, there's no physical safety on this rifle like the button that you see on a Marla Model 1895. Instead, you must half-cock the hammer for safe carry. And now the hammer is half cocked. This is perfectly safe as the hammer is held out of contact with the firing pin, and you cannot make the gun fire by squeezing the trigger when the hammer is in the half cocked position. That being said, it's not a deal breaker for me, and there are plenty of other lever action rifles with a similar lack of a safety lever or button. However, it is something just to keep in mind. The other thing I don't like about this particular rifle is you can see daylight through this gap between the stock and the tang. This doesn't really impact the overall performance or function of the rifle, but it just looks bad. I'm not sure if I got a bad rifle or what, but seeing things like that on a rifle really make me crazy and kind of make me wonder about the overall quality control of these rifles. Okay, so now that I've told you all the things that I don't like about the rifle, now we'll talk about some of the things that I do like about it. And trust me when I say there's a lot of really good things I like about this rifle. First, it's 100% made in the USA all the way down to the last screw. Next, the rifle comes standard with a Peep sight. I really don't care for most factory open sights, so it was a refreshing change to get a rifle that comes standard with a good quality Peep sight. Next, the longer barrel of this rifle really lets you wring out almost all the performance out of the hot .22 Magnum cartridge. The velocities I was getting with my chronograph were just slightly less than those advertised by the manufacturer, which really seems like a rarity these days. The action cycles very smoothly, and the trigger has a clean break with just a tiny bit of over travel. Like a good lever action rifle, the Henry small game rifle is very handy, well balanced, and fast pointing. It's also very accurate and dependable. I've shot 4 different types of ammo through it so far with 0 issues. Accuracy varies, but I'm shooting just over 1-inch groups with it at 50 yards off a bench using the standard Peep sight. The load that it seems to like the most is the 45 grain Hornady critical defense load, followed by the 40 grain CCI game point jacketed soft point load. I've also been able to consistently hit a 12-inch plate at 185 yards off a bench just using the standard Peep sight. All in all, the Henry small game rifle is an excellent rifle, and I'm really looking forward to testing it out on some small game this year. I'm sure it'll do very well on squirrels, rabbits, grouse, and probably even as something as big as a coyote, maybe even a feral hog. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.